It was never supposed to exist. The city archive had 46 drawers, numbered, catalogued, and sealed. No more. No less. But that night, Thomas Reed found number 47. Thomas was a quiet man. He didn't talk much, didn't socialize, didn't care about gossip or office politics. He just wanted to do his job, quietly, efficiently, unseen. Every evening, after everyone left, he would descend into the basement. That long concrete corridor with old pipes dripping and air so stale it burned your throat. The archive was his world. A place where stories ended up to be forgotten. Birth certificates. Death records. Police reports no one ever read again. Everything that once mattered, now trapped in folders collecting dust. But that Tuesday, the silence felt different. He couldn't tell why. The hum of the fluorescent lights was steady. The air was the same heavy dampness as always. And yet, something felt off, like the room was breathing with him. He carried a small box of documents to file away. And as he reached the far end of the basement, his flashlight caught something behind a broken shelf. It was an old metal drawer. Rusty, gray, almost welded shut from years of neglect. A label hung loosely from it, 47. Thomas frowned. He had memorized the archive layout years ago. There was no drawer 47. At first, he laughed quietly to himself. Maybe it was misnumbered, or an old filing error. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. He brushed off the dust, and with both hands, he pulled the handle. It didn't budge. Then, a metallic creak. The sound echoed down the hallway. And the drawer slid open, releasing a breath of cold air, like something exhaled from inside. Inside, there were folders tied with black ribbons. Thick, old, yellowed papers. And photographs that looked decades old. Each folder was marked with one word, missing. He opened the first one. A woman, young, mid-30s, smiling awkwardly in a faded photo. The next picture, her face distorted, eyes wide. A scream frozen in time. Behind her, in the far corner. A shape. A shadow. Long thin. Human, but not quite. Thomas blinked. Maybe it was a trick of the camera. He turned to the next folder. Different victim. Different location. Same shadow. This time, closer. He flipped through photo after photo. And in each one, that thing moved just a little nearer. He felt a chill crawl up his neck. He rubbed his arms, suddenly aware of how cold the basement had become. At the bottom of the drawer, he found a VHS tape. The label read, Evidence 47A. He hadn't seen a tape in years. But the archive still had an old player used for legal transfers. He plugged it in, inserted the cassette, and pressed play. Static. A flicker of gray noise. Then, an image, a small, empty room. Lit only by a swinging light bulb. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then, movement. A tall, crooked figure standing in the corner. Still. Watching. Thomas leaned forward. Its shape was blurry. Like it was moving even when it wasn't. He paused the tape. And that's when he saw it. In the reflection of the TV screen. Someone was standing behind him. He turned. Nothing. Just the long rows of cabinets and the whisper of flickering lights. He laughed nervously, shaking his head. Too much overtime. Not enough sleep. He shut off the player, gathered his things, and left early. But as he reached the elevator, he noticed something strange. A new shadow, stretching from the basement door to his feet. A shadow that wasn't his. He pressed the button faster. Soft piano note. Fade to the next day. The next morning, Thomas tried to convince himself it was all imagination. He told no one. What could he say? That he found a drawer that shouldn't exist. That a figure was haunting old photographs. When he returned that evening, he went straight to the end of the room. But drawer 47 was gone. He froze. In its place, a new drawer. Clean. Untouched. Labeled 48. His hands trembled as he opened it. Inside, only one folder. It read, Thomas Reed. He pulled it out slowly. There was a single photograph. Himself, sitting at his desk. Taken from behind. And behind him, the same shadowed figure. Closer now. Leaning toward his ear. He dropped the folder and stumbled backward. Heart pounding in his chest. The lights flickered. The temperature plummeted. The faint hum of electricity turned into a low, whispering static. And in that static, he heard something. A voice. His own. Don't look behind you. He froze. Every instinct told him not to move. But humans are curious creatures. He turned his head. Just enough to see movement in his peripheral vision. The figure was there. Right behind him. Its outline human. But its head, wrong. Tilted too far. Limbs too long. A hollow face, featureless except for a faint impression where eyes should be. It didn't move. And yet the space between them disappeared. Like the air itself folded. Thomas screamed and ran. He sprinted toward the exit. But the hallway seemed longer than before, stretching endlessly. The lights blinked one by one as he passed. Each time revealing the shadow closer. 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 Then, silence. Low hum, sound of a tape rewinding. Days passed. Weeks. The city hall filed a missing person report. Thomas Reed, last seen entering the archive basement. Never came out. When the next archivist took his place, they said the basement felt different. Sometimes, the lights would flicker for no reason. Sometimes, the sound of shuffling papers could be heard. Even when the room was empty. And one evening, while cleaning the far wall, the new archivist found a drawer they'd never seen before. Number 47. Inside, dozens of folders labeled missing. And one more. Placed on top. Thomas Reed. Inside was a photograph. A man standing at a desk. Frozen mid-turn. Eyes wide. Mouth open as if screaming. And behind him, that same tall, crooked figure. Closer than ever. Long pause. The faint hum fades into static. Some say the city later closed the archive. Too many reports of strange noises, cold spots. Even people hearing their names whispered in the dark. Others claim the archive still operates. Quietly, in a different building. But drawer 47 always reappears. No matter where they move it. No matter how many times they try to seal it away. Some say it isn't a drawer at all. It's a door. A door that opens when someone starts asking questions that should be left alone. And every time it opens, someone new disappears.